We were doing the chapter household electricity, and few topics are left over, so we will complete that today. Last class I was talking about fuse. What is an electric fuse? We say it is an electric device. It is an electric device which limits the current, which limits. That means which does not allow the current to exceed a particular value. Because if the current exceeds a particular value, the appliance will get damaged, and it may even cause the burning of the wire, burning of the fire in the wire. So a fuse is a device, a safety device which limits the current. It works on the heating property of current. Heating property, because current has got mainly two properties: heating property and magnetic properties. Here we make use of the heating property of current, because fuse is actually a thin wire. The wire gets heated up and it melts and it disconnects. It stops the current there only before the high current reaching the appliance and damaging it. So it stops the current at that point only. Within the fuse only it will disconnect. What are the properties or requirements of a good fuse wires? I said two. It should have a low melting point and it must have a high resistivity. The most stable material for making a fuse is an alloy containing 50% lead and 50% tin, and that alloy is called fuse metal or solder metal that you wrote yesterday. Copper is not suitable for making a fuse. The reason, because copper has got high melting point and low resistivity, so it is not suitable. So we should not use copper wire in any case, otherwise the purpose of fuse will be defeated. Fuse is always connected in series in the same line. Fuse is always connected in series with the live wire only. There are three kinds of wire. Yesterday I said live, neutral and the earth wire. So it is always connected with the live wire, because through the live wire the current enters the circuit or enters the appliance or enters home rather. So if there is a high current going to enter, so the fuse will melt and will stop the current at that point only, and it prevents it safeguards the appliance and safeguards the user. Even it protects the wire from getting burnt. Okay. So all these things I mentioned yesterday. It was a recapitulation of yesterday's thing. Now today just learn about this one, MCB. MCB full form is miniature. If you don't know, please note it down and remember it. Miniature circuit breaker. Miniature circuit breaker. Nowadays in the modern era, the fuse is replaced by MCB, miniature circuit breaker. It is more efficient than a fuse. Why it is more efficient? Because fuse, there is a wire inside, wire melts and you have to remove the wire and replace it by a new one. But in miniature circuit breaker, replacement is not needed. No replacement. There is a switch over there, or there is a lever, it goes down itself. You must have seen there is it is like like switch tab, black one, it goes down. If there is anything wrong inside the home or any appliance is getting the current higher than its capacity, then within MCB there is a thermostat. It gets heated up very quickly and it disconnects. The lever goes down. So that indicates that there is some fault there in the circuit. Unless you correct the fault, the MCB, that the lever will not go up. Once the fault is corrected, then the lever will go up. It will be in the on position. So it is preferred to a fuse. Its role is actually same. but it is preferred to a fuse for the reason that no replacement is needed here, and it functions or it works very quickly, almost instantly, within a fraction of second. I mean 0.025 seconds the MCB responds, and quickly the lever will go down, it will break the circuit. That means it will stop the current, the high current to enter the circuit immediately. Whereas fuse takes a little longer time, because fuse, the wire has to melt, wire has to get heated up and it has to melt, then it disconnects. So MCB is preferred to a fuse. The only problem with the MCB is that it is more expensive than a fuse wire. Otherwise, nowadays the fuse is replaced by MCB. The role of both are same, but within MCB we don't use any wire there. Rather, there is a thermostat that you must have seen in iron, in geysers, like in electric kettle. There is a auto cut system. When the water starts boiling, the switch cuts off itself because of the quick effect of the heat. Because of the particular temperature, the thermostat works there and it disconnects. So the same principle the MCB works on. So I think you got some idea about MCB. Okay, now we have to know the next part is switch. What is a switch? We say a switch is an on-off device. A switch is an on-off device. On-off device. It allows us to use a particular appliance when required. I think all of us know that what is switch. We use every day, almost in our life. Switches and all we handle almost every day. Now the next question is, what precautions one should take while handling with switches? What precautions one should take while handling with switches? You can suggest like your own answer also. First precaution, I will say that a switch must not be touched with wet hands. Switch must be kept in dry state. You must not touch the switch in the wet state, or your hand must not be wet while touching it. Second point, one must not be barefoot while touching a switch. The person will get a greater amount of shock, because person will be in direct contact with the earth, and when the current through the person's body goes to the earth, that time the value of current becomes really very high, because earth will draw very large amount of current from the circuit. The person will get a greater shock. So person must not be barefoot while touching a switch. Third point, a switch must be tightly fitted on the board. Switch must not have a loose wiring or loose connections. All the switches must be tightly fitted on the board. So these are the precautions you can suggest while handling with the switches. Okay, then a switch is also connected with the live wire, fuse, MCB, switch, they all are connected to which kind of wire? Only with the live wire. Because through the live wire the current will start or will enter. When you put off, it will stop there at the entry point. At the entry point where it is stopped, so the current will not go. So it allows the current to go, and it stops the current as per your desire, as per your requirement. So that is the role of the switch. So to which kind of wire the switch is connected, switch and fuse and MCBs, we say only to the live wire, and also in series combination. Because when you switch on, the current will flow, will reach the appliance, and the appliance starts working. You must not connect the switch to the neutral wire, because through the neutral wire the current will be coming out from the appliance will be working over there. So these are the points you have to know about the switch. Okay, now another thing. What is earthing? Earthing. Earthing is also a safety precaution, safety measure. If question can name any three safety electric device, we can name fuse, of course, a safety device. MCB is also a safety device. Switch also is a safety device. Earthing is it is not a device rather. It is a process which provides safety to the user of the appliance. To the user. Earthing is generally done by, I think you know the method of doing the earthing. You have to dig the ground almost 5-6 feet deep, and you have to use a charcoal, put charcoal there and a copper plate wrapped with the copper wire and keep the area wet, or you choose the area where there is a water logging. That kind of area normally we choose, so that a very good conducting layer is formed there. You have to sprinkle salt also in that area. Like after placing the copper plate, you have to put sprinkle salt, because salt is a good conductor of electricity. So we prepare a very good conducting layer, and from there the wire, copper wire, will be taking and will be running it inside across the room or across the house. Basically, everywhere we do the earthing wire. We connect the earthing wire. Earthing prevents a person from getting a shock while handling or while using an appliance. Normally, what kind of appliance is earthed? Company will be earthing. There will be three kinds of wire used over there. You must have seen those kind of appliances have three pins like this. There will be plug with the three pins are used for them, because one is for the earth, one is for the light, and one is for the neutral. So only those kind of appliances are earthed which we handle physically. You will be touching it. Like for example, we got a refrigerator. We have to open and close. So earthing is very much required. We are handling washing machine, heater, geysers. So they must the connection of the appliance is made with the earth, and the earthing is very much needed over there, very much required in those circumstances. By chance, if we don't earth it and there is a leakage of current in the body of the appliance, because body of the appliance is normally the metallic body, the current is running in the body. When the user of those appliances will touch it, will get a heavy shock, and the shock may be even fatal. So to prevent the shock, the earthing is given. So by that, the metallic part of the appliance is earthed. The metallic portion of the appliance is earthed. When due to any fault, due to any reason, if the current starts leaking in the body of the appliance, that current will be going to the earth. And when the current goes to the earth, it draws very high, large current. And large current will cause the fuse of this appliance to blow. I mean, the fuse of the appliance will get burnt. That is the indication that when the fuse is blowing, that indicates that there is a leakage of current in the appliance, metallic part. There is a leakage and appliance is not safe for use. So that is the indication. So unless the fault is corrected, unless the defect is corrected, the fuse will not be functioning. I mean, the fuse will not be intact. So earthing prevents the shock which a person may get while handling or while touching an appliance. So that is called earthing. Now the key point, we have a plug which will go like this. Plug appliance is having a wire portable, and it has got a plug, and then on the board, on the wall or on the board, we have a socket. Socket means there are holes in them. So 3-pin plug will have a 3-pin socket, 2-pin plug will have a 2-pin socket. At home normally we have 5-pin socket, and you must have seen like this. These are the sockets like this. These are the sockets in the like this. These are the sockets. So this is 5-pin socket. Some cases you will have 3-pin, some cases you will have only 2-pin sockets. These are the type of sockets available. Sockets. They are called sockets. They are fitted on the board and they have pin. Like for example, when we are using a fan, then we are using a tube, that's earthing not needed because we hardly touch them. So this kind of appliances need not to be earthed. Very often they ask this question, which part of the appliance is earth? Which part? We say the metallic part of the appliance is earth. The metallic portion only, the metallic part of the appliance is only earth. Because when you touch it, through the metal the current is running and that also very high current, large current. So you may get a shock. And through the metallic part of the appliance, the current goes to the earth and the fuse of that appliance blows. So it is said that where the earthing is done, there should not be any painting or painting or insulation should not be. The current must go to the earth so that the fuse blows. So the metallic part of the appliance is earthed. Earthing is a process. It is a safety precaution, but it is not a device. Rather, it is a process. Now, 3-pin plug you all must have seen. 3-pin plug. You all must have seen it is like this. You must have seen 3-pin plug which will go into the socket. The upper one will be the thicker, out of them one will be thicker and the other two will be of same size. The one which is thicker is earth pin. This is called earth pin. The other two pins will be of same size. This side will be the live and the other side will be neutral pin. This will have a connection with the live wire, this will have a connection with the neutral wire, and this will have a connection with the earth wire, earthing. Out of the 3 pins, the earth pin is made longer and thicker. This pin will be longer than the other two and it will be thicker. I think you must have seen it. If you have not seen it, try to see any 3-pin plugs. One of the pin is made longer and thicker. So the reason why it is made longer and thicker, reason, try to understand the reason, it is very simple. It is made longer to ensure the safety of the appliance and the users at first. If you are not sure, you can write it down, like whatever I am saying, you can write down in slow motion. Earth pin is made longer, which ensures, ENSURE, which ensures the safety or safeguards of the user of the appliance. It ensures that the safety comes first, because it will go first into the socket. And if not the live, but if any current is leakage, there is a leakage of any current, then that current goes to the earth and the fuse blows. The first precaution is taken, that's why it is made longer. And why it is made thicker? The reason is, even by mistake, it does not get inserted into the another two sockets, which are smaller. Because it is thick, so it will not fit into the other two sockets. By mistake, even by mistake also. So it always goes to the socket, the hole of which is made for it, which has connection with the earth. If it goes to the neutral wire or the live and the earth pin will go together and there will be short circuiting. Positive and negative will be touching each other. There will be sparking, there will be short circuiting there. So it must not go there. Even by mistake, it does not get inside any other socket line, which are not meant for it. See, it goes only into its own socket. So that is the idea. Understood? I think 2 points: why earth pin is made longer to ensure safety first, and why it is made thicker so that even by mistake it does not get inserted into any other sockets, even by mistake. So that is the reason here. Okay, now the next part and the last part, color code. Color code of cable wires. color code of cable wires. Color code. When we have cable, there are many wires out there. So how to identify live, neutral, and the earth? How to identify them? So there is a system of using colors. So you have to make a table and write down here wires color code. If we are having a live wire, for the live wire the color used is brown, and for neutral the color used in the wire is light blue, and for the earth wire, the color used is green or yellow. This is the new color code, modern color code, or new convention. There used to be old system, old convention also, where for the live red color was used, for neutral black color was used, and for earth green color was used. You must have seen three kinds of, like in old appliances, there are three kinds of wire. One is red, that is the sign of danger, that is live wire. The other one is black, which is neutral, and the earth wire was green. You can take the earth is a green planet, so color is green. In the new convention, in the modern convention, which is internationally accepted, for the live wire, the brown color is used, for neutral, light blue color is used, and for the earth, green or the yellow color is used. Okay, and the last part of this chapter, please learn and keep it in mind. There are three kinds of wire: live, neutral, and the earth wire. Two of the wires out of the three, two of the wires are kept at the same potentials. Outside the home where the transmission takes place, and between the poles, two of the wires are kept at the same potential. They are neutral and the earth wire. The potential of the neutral and the earth wire is 0. Which two wires have 0 potential between the poles or during the transmission of electricity? We say neutral and the earth wire will be at the same potential. And what will be their potential? 0 volt. 0 volt. So you can note it down, and with this the chapters, the topics according to the further reduced syllabus, we have covered everything from this chapter. So this chapter is over. So thank you very much, and we'll be starting a new chapter the next week.